Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I am Vedant Agarwal. Our big focus on the show, the Wayanad tragedy and the aftermath. More than 300 people have died. And of course, the focus now is on the rehabilitation of the displaced families. First up, the headlines at this hour. At least 330 people dead in Kerala's worst ever disaster. It's day 5 of the Wayanad rescue. Many still fear trapped. The Kerala Chief Minister says the rescue operations have now entered the last leg. The BJP to kickstart the Haryana poll campaign on Sunday. Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini and Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan to launch the campaign. This as the BJP is set to go solo in the Haryana polls later this year. West Asia on the edge amid Iran-Israel tensions. The Iran state media says the Hamas chief's killing was backed by the US. This as the US ramps up forces amid threat of an Iran attack. It's the Aam Aadmi Party versus the LG over the Asha home deaths in the national capital. Questions over 13 deaths within a short period. The Aam Aadmi Party questions the appointment of the administrator. Meanwhile, the LG says the Aam Aadmi Party's claims are false and misleading. Our big NDTV exclusive, the MP report on tiger deaths. In the tiger state, 34 deaths in just 3 years. The report says why most deaths due to mutual fights. The report also points to irregularities in postmortems. Shooter Manu Bhakar misses a hat-trick at the Paris Olympics. She finishes 4th in the 25-meter rifle final. She tells NDTV, "I'm happy with the 2 medals. I hope my stardom doesn't affect me." The aftermath of the Wayanad tragedy, the monumental rescue operations have now entered the final leg. This is what the Chief Minister has said. This is the Indian Army, of course, has stepped in and is facilitating the rescue operations. Hundreds are still missing, but the focus now also on rebuilding the land and also rehabilitating the hundreds of displaced families. My colleague Pratibha Raman reports from the epicenter of the landslides with our camera colleague Govind.
Day 5 began with the rescue of a tribal family by the forest officials as another set of stranded survivors were airlifted with the help of IAF's Sarang team. While Kerala CM Pinarayi Vijayan termed it the last leg of rescue, actor Mohanlal visited the epicenter of the landslides in Wayanad.
Have to witness, then only you will know the impact. It is unbelievable. This is not a flood actually, this is something else.
While doctors say they have never treated patients with mud and slush in their lungs before, survivors are struggling to come to terms with the loss of loved ones and their homes.
People coming in that shape, fully covered with mud. Never imagined anybody will be coming like that. Just giving them wash. All our staff, nursing assistants and everybody on duty and those who are in the campus were summoned there and giving wash immediately, then making a primary assessment, then giving emergency care, shifting to the ward. It was just like a machine working, well-oiled machine.
Government helpുകൾ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അവർ ഇനി കുടുംബങ്ങളിലെല്ലാം അവരെല്ലാം പോയിട്ട് ഹെൽപ്പ് കിട്ടിയിട്ട് കാര്യമുണ്ടല്ലോ. അവർ നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടില്ലേ? അവരെല്ലാം വേണ്ടപ്പെട്ടവരല്ലേ, ഫാമിലിപ്പെട്ടവരല്ലേ, അവരെല്ലാം പോയി. ഇനി കുറേ സഹായം കിട്ടിയിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. പക്ഷേ ഇനിയുള്ള മെസ്സേജ് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇനി ഇങ്ങനൊരു ദുരന്തം വരാൻ പാടില്ല. അതിനുവേണ്ടി ഗവൺമെൻറ് ഇവരൊക്കെ പുനരധിവസിക്കണം.
However, politics over the tragedy continued.
जब उन्होंने आरोप लगना शुरू कर दिया मिस्टर वेणुगोपाल और उधर जॉन ब्रिटा, क्योंकि उनके पार्टी का है सरकार उधर, तब गृह मंत्री जी ने, माननीय गृह मंत्री जी ने बोला कि हमने एडवांस वार्निंग दिया था। इससे अलावा हमने क्या पॉलिटिक्स किया? आप तो आरोप लगाते हैं तो पॉलिटिक्स नहीं है, और हम क्लैरिफिकेशन देते हुए पॉलिटिक्स है क्या?
Be it humans or animals, saving every life is priority. And there are teams working on rescuing animals at a makeshift shelter close to where the landslides occurred. All of them here who have been camping for days together to ensure that they can also do their bit in terms of contributing for the welfare of people here and to help in any small way possible. With camera person Govind, Pratibha Raman at Wayanad for NDTV.
And NDTV is doing its bit with our Care for Kerala campaign. If you wish to donate as well, these are the credentials and details flashing on your screen. And moving now to the big international headline, well, West Asia pushed to the precipice yet again. And the big development has been that Iran's state media now claims that the killing of the Hamas chief was backed by the US. This is the US, of course, is ramping up its presence as far as West Asia is concerned, with an Iran attack now almost imminent. Our colleague Mohammad Ghazali, who tracks foreign affairs for us, is joining us live. So Ghazali, what is the situation as far as the ground is concerned? The US ramping up its forces, tensions clearly escalating.
Yeah, first that US and UK, they both have issued an advisory for their citizens or nationals who are staying in Lebanon, and US even went on to say that if you get any tickets, since many airlines have also cancelled their flights from Lebanon or Beirut, so they have used a very strong word saying that we encourage those who wish to depart Lebanon to book any ticket available to them, even if that flight doesn't depart immediately or doesn't follow their first choice route. So that certainly shows the kind of escalation US, UK and other powers in the West are expecting. But as far as the ground situation is concerned, we have seen now Iran issuing statements. First, they acknowledging the fact that how Ismail Haniyeh, the political chief of Hamas, was killed in Tehran. Initial rumors or theories were floated by Israeli-aligned media saying that perhaps there was a ground invasion or a death squad entered the room where he was staying. But now Iran is confirming that it was a projectile attack outside the hotel where he was staying, and now he's been killed. Now US State Department or the Defense Department has also issued a press statement saying that how they're moving their military assets in the Mediterranean as well as in the Middle East to ensure that if Israel faces an attack from Iran or their axis of evil, as Israel describes it or as the West describes, because Houthis are there in the Yemen, in Israel's north we have Hezbollah in Beirut, and then we have Iraqi Shiite militia groups in Iraq. So US and Israel are bracing for an attack, and as far as some Western media reports suggest, perhaps on 12th or 13th of August, the intervening night of both the days, which also marks the destruction of first and second temple of Jewish community. So perhaps that's a religious mourning day for the Jews, and what the Western media reports or the sources are claiming that perhaps on that intervening night, Iran may launch attack on Israel. But the entire Middle East right now is on a brink, is on the boil, and US, despite its all tall claims of ensuring de-escalation in the region, has not been successful so far.
All right, Ghazali, thanks very much for joining us with the latest there. So, of course, as Ghazali is reporting, tensions escalating, the US, of course, ramping up its presence as well. But moving now to the big headline back home. Well, in the national capital, remember, at a prominent Asha Kiran Center for the mentally ill, 13 deaths have been reported in just a span of 1 month. In fact, in this particular center, the average death rate is 3 deaths per month. And now there's politics over it as well, with the Aam Aadmi Party questioning the appointment of the administrator, blaming it on the centre. In fact, a magistratal inquiry was also ordered. The Lieutenant Governor says that the Aam Aadmi Party's statements are just misleading. But the fact of the matter is that 13 people have died. Of course, preliminary reports suggest that it's malnutrition that seems to be the primary cause of the deaths. And moving now to the other big tragedy that happened in the national capital, 3 young UPSC aspirants who drowned in the basement of a prominent coaching center. And these are visuals of a candle march that was carried out by protesting students. Remember, these are UPSC aspirant students living in one of India's most prominent UPSC hub in Rajinder Nagar. They have been protesting relentlessly and undeterred for the past 1 week, and they say that accountability needs to be fixed urgently as 3 young lives were tragically cut short. Looking at some political news now, well, the BJP will launch its election campaign in Haryana on Sunday. It's going to be crucial given the fact that the BJP is also planning back-to-back Jan Sabhas in this state. Remember, Haryana is expected to go to the polls later this year. The dates have not been announced yet, but it will be Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini and Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, who is also the in charge for the state of Haryana, who will be launching the BJP's election campaign. Remember, the BJP will be going solo as far as Haryana is concerned and not in alliance with the JJP. My colleague Vasudha Venugopal is now joining us live on the phone line. So Vasudha, important there because Haryana is a significant state for the BJP. The Lok Sabha results weren't as anticipated by the BJP, and now back-to-back Jan Sabhas are planned.
Absolutely, Vedant. And what we understand is that the BJP will be kickstarting its large campaign against, under this rally of Mara Haryana, Non-Stop Haryana. And of course, this would be called the Vijay Shankhnad Yatra. This is a template that the BJP has followed, even in the states where it won, despite circumstances that were not really in advantage of the party. For instance, Chhattisgarh, or for that matter, even Madhya Pradesh, where the party registered very emphatic wins before 2024 Lok Sabha. So tomorrow, what we understand is that Dharmendra Pradhan, who's the state in charge, he's a senior minister, he's the education minister. He will also be present. Nayab Singh Saini, the new chief minister of Haryana, the BJP face to actually unite all the OBCs. Remember that in Haryana, the BJP has been following this non-Jat politics because Jats are considered closer to the Congress party than they are a prominent caste community there. And the Hudas are seen as people who command complete complete dominance over Jats. So the BJP also wants to focus and wants to project Nayab Singh Saini as the OBC face and a party that is not just for the Punjabis but also the Haryana communities which are OBCs, which are non-Jats. So tomorrow's rally is important because I'm told that at least there are about 80 such Jan Sabhas being planned. More leaders will also be participating in this, and all of this is being done under Vijay Shankhnad Yatra. And Amit Shah was also there a few days ago, but this is a kickstarting of the grand campaign, and this is going to begin from Kurukshetra, a seat that the BJP won. The 2024 Lok Sabha elections were very critical because 5 seats went to the Congress party and 5 seats went to the India Alliance and 5 seats went to the BJP. So it is a neck-to-neck fight. So we'll get to know what happens tomorrow and what the final blueprint of the BJP's campaign will be starting tomorrow.
Vasudha, thanks very much for joining us with the latest update there. This, of course, is the Congress is also gearing up for its campaign and projecting a united face with Kumari Shelja also now extremely active, and that sort of infighting that we saw earlier in Haryana as far as the Congress is concerned being sort of resolved. But looking at news now from Chandigarh, well, a sensational murder in public view. It was the suspended AIG of Punjab who shot his son-in-law, who is also an IRS officer. The prima facie reason seems to be a domestic dispute. This is what the police have said, but extremely sensational there how the son-in-law was shot dead by the father-in-law, who happens to be a retired and suspended top cop of Punjab.